The battlefield was quiet now. Smoke drifted between shattered metal and burning dust. The war between humans and the alien race known as the Kareth had lasted 12 long years. But this planet, Viren 6, was supposed to be humanity's final stand. Captain Aiden Cross stood among the ruins. His armor cracked, his rifle low on charge. The silence around him was almost cruel. Every fallen soldier, human or Kareth, had once screamed, shouted, or fought for something they believed in. Now there was only the wind. He was about to move toward the extraction point when a faint sound stopped him. A cough, soft but real. Aiden froze. It came from under a pile of debris nearby. He pushed aside broken metal plates and found Lieutenant Mara Vance, his second in command. Her armor was torn, one leg crushed beneath the wreckage. Her face was pale, but her eyes were still sharp, still human. "Aiden," she whispered, trying to breathe. "You came back." "Of course I did," he said quietly, kneeling beside her. "Couldn't leave you behind." Mara smiled weakly. "You should have." "The evac ship." "You'll miss it." He shook his head. "We don't leave our own. You know that." But as he looked at her wounds, he knew the truth. The med pack on his belt wasn't enough. Even if he carried her, she wouldn't make it back to the ship. The radiation levels were rising, and enemy drones could return any second. Mara saw it in his eyes, too. She had always known him better than anyone. "It's bad, isn't it?" He hesitated, then nodded once. "Yeah." Her breathing grew shallow. The flicker of the fires painted shadows on her face. "Then you know what to do," she said. Aiden's jaw tightened. "Don't say it." "You have to," she whispered. "You can't let them find me alive. They'll use me. You know what the Kareth do to prisoners." He remembered. He had seen it before. The Kareth didn't just interrogate humans. They used their minds, tore their memories apart, made them speak without words. If they captured Mara, they'd learn about Earth's last defenses. She reached for his hand, her glove trembling. "Please, make it quick," he froze. The words hit harder than the explosions that had fallen hours ago. He looked at her. Truly looked, past the broken armor, past the pain, into the person she was. He saw the laughter they'd shared on long missions, the time she'd saved his life on Series 9, the way she always said, "We're stronger together." Now she was asking him to end it. Aiden's heart felt heavy, as if gravity itself had turned against him. He slowly raised his sidearm. His hand shook. The metal felt colder than the air. Her eyes met his, calm, brave, full of something more powerful than fear. "You're the best soldier I ever knew," she whispered. He tried to speak, but no sound came. He couldn't do it, not this, not her. Suddenly, the sound of thrusters roared above, the evac ship. He looked up to see it passing low, searching the area with bright lights. Aiden pressed his comlink. "This is Captain Cross. I've got a wounded officer. Request emergency pickup, coordinates." Static answered him. The signal was broken. Mara coughed again, blood on her lips. "It's too late, Aiden, please. Let me go." He gritted his teeth, anger and pain mixing like fire in his chest. "No, I don't give up on anyone." He dropped the gun and began lifting the debris off her piece by piece. Every movement drew a pained gasp from her, but he didn't stop. "You stubborn fool," she murmured weakly, a hint of affection in her voice. He managed to free her leg, but it was badly crushed. She wouldn't walk again, not without medical help. He tried to lift her, but she was slipping away fast. Her pulse was faint, her eyes unfocused. Still, he carried her, one step another. The evac ship was still moving, distant lights cutting through the smoke. "Stay with me, Mara," he shouted. She tried to smile. "You always were." Terrible at orders. He laughed once, a broken, desperate sound. "Guess I finally learned from you." The ground shook as a Kareth drone descended behind them, its red sensors glowing like angry suns. It had found them. Aiden turned, blaster ready, shielding Mara with his body. The drone fired, and he rolled behind a fallen structure. His rifle was nearly empty. He took a deep breath and whispered, "Hold on." Then he ran into the open, drawing the drone's fire away from her. Bolts of energy cut across the air. One struck his shoulder, spinning him around. He hit the ground hard, pain flashing through his body, but he kept firing. His final shot hit the drone's core, and it exploded in a burst of blue light. Aiden fell back, breathing heavily. When the smoke cleared, he crawled back to Mara. She was still alive, barely, Her fingers reached for him weakly. "Aiden," she whispered. "You..." Didn't make it quick. Tears filled his eyes. "I couldn't," he said softly. "I'm sorry." She smiled faintly. "Don't be." Her hand fell away, still and quiet. Aiden stayed there for a long moment, the world around him fading into silence again. The wind whispered through the broken towers of Viren 6. Then his comm crackled to life. "Captain Cross, this is Echo 9. We see your signal. Prepare for extraction." He looked up at the sky, then down at Mara. Slowly, he lifted her body into his arms. "I'm bringing her home," he said quietly. The ship descended, its light breaking through the smoke. As he stepped aboard, he looked back one last time at the battlefield, the place where everything ended, and where something inside him changed forever. Because in that moment, Aiden understood something no alien, no war machine, no general ever could. Humanity's strength wasn't just in its weapons, it was in its heart. Even when faced with impossible pain, humans still chose compassion, still chose hope. And for Aiden Cross, that hope was now all he had left. The evac ship's engines roared as it lifted from the scorched surface of Viren 6. Inside, the hum of the vessel mixed with the cries of the wounded and the quiet weeping of survivors. Captain Aiden Cross carried Mara's body to the medbay, every step heavy with exhaustion and sorrow. The ship's AI recognized the urgency. Medbot Delta activated immediately, scanning Mara with precise lights and soft hums. Aiden hovered close, unable to leave her side. "Vitals are critical," Delta said in its calm, mechanical voice. "Immediate surgical intervention required." Aiden nodded, though he knew it might be too late. He clenched his fists. Not too late. "She made me promise to survive." "I will not fail her." The medical team worked quickly, repairing broken limbs and stabilizing her body. Aiden remained at her side, holding her hand as if sheer will could pull her back to life. Hours passed in silence except for the soft beeping of machines. Finally, the medbot spoke again. "Patient stable. Recovery will be long, but life signs are strong. Prognosis, hopeful." Aiden's breath caught. "Hopeful?" he whispered. For the first time since Viren 6, a small smile broke through his exhausted face. He gently stroked her hair. "You're going to make it, Mara. I promised." Days turned into weeks aboard the fleet's command carrier Orion, as Mara slowly regained strength. Aiden refused to leave her side even when missions called. He watched her relearn to walk, to eat, to speak. Each moment was a victory, each laugh a defiance against the horrors they had faced. The Kareth, however, were far from defeated. Intelligence reports confirmed that their fleets were regrouping for another assault, targeting human colonies still rebuilding after years of war. The humans could not afford hesitation. In the council room, Aiden stood before Admiral Lorne. "We cannot wait," he said firmly. "The Kareth are returning stronger this time. We need a strategy that shows them what humanity is capable of. Our courage, our unity, our heart." The Admiral looked down at him, brows furrowed. "And what do you propose, Captain?" Aiden took a deep breath. "We hit them where they least expect it. Not just with weapons, but with people, with humans who refuse to surrender, who fight even when all seems lost. We'll use our fleet, yes, but we'll also lead a ground strike, one that shows them our resolve. We'll save our colonies and make them see humans are not just survivors. We are fighters. We are hope." The room was silent. Then the Admiral nodded. "Very well. You'll lead the strike team. Prepare immediately." Aiden returned to Mara, who was sitting in the recovery bay, watching him with a mixture of worry and pride. "You're going back?" she asked softly. He knelt beside her. "I have to, but I'm coming back. I promised, remember?" Mara reached out and touched his cheek. "You always keep your promises. That's why I believe in you." The next morning, the fleet moved into position. The Kareth Armada loomed ahead, dark and vast. Aiden led a team of the fleet's best pilots and soldiers in sleek, advanced craft. The humans moved with precision, yet Aiden could sense something more at work, the determination that no alien technology could match. Human spirit. The battle began with a blinding flash. Energy bolts streaked across space, explosions rocked ships, and the hum of engines filled the void. Aiden's team darted through the chaos, evading Kareth fire while striking critical points in their formation. On the main Kareth flagship, Aiden led the boarding squad. They stormed the corridors, each step a testament to human courage. Kareth soldiers were fast and strong, but Aiden's team moved as one, coordinated, fearless. Every human life mattered, and they fought for each other, not just survival. In the central control chamber, Aiden faced the Kareth commander, a towering figure with multiple limbs and glowing eyes. "You are persistent, human," it hissed. "Your species cannot win." Aiden raised his blaster. "We don't just survive. We protect, we endure, and we fight for what's right. That is what makes us human." The fight was brutal, but Aiden's squad used intelligence, courage, and teamwork to their advantage. They disabled the flagship's power core, forcing a retreat. One by one, the Kareth ships fell or fled, retreating into the void of space. Back aboard the Orion, Aiden returned to Mara, bruised and bloodied but alive. He found her waiting, watching the battle reports. Her eyes met his, proud and steady. "You did it," she said softly. "We did it," he corrected. Humans had fought together, risking everything, saving lives and proving their strength. Mara smiled faintly, taking his hand. "You kept your promise." Aiden felt a warmth spread through him. Humanity had survived not because of superior weapons or strategy alone, but because of courage, compassion, and an unbreakable spirit. Weeks later, the fleet celebrated their victory. Colonies were safe, survivors were rescued, and the Kareth threat had been significantly weakened. Aiden and Mara walked among the cheering crowd, their bond stronger than ever. Aiden looked at her and said, "You know, Mara, I almost failed you on Viren 6. I couldn't let go." She laughed softly, resting her head on his shoulder. "And that's why humanity is remarkable. Even in the darkest moments, you choose hope. You choose each other." The sky above glowed with distant stars, untainted by war. And for the first time in years, Aiden allowed himself to believe that peace was possible. Not just for them, but for all of humanity. In the end, the humans had won not by might alone, but by the heart that refused to surrender. And Captain Aiden Cross understood fully that humanity's true weapon was something no alien could ever replicate: courage, compassion, and the unyielding will to protect those you love. As he held Mara's hand and watched the horizon, he whispered to himself, "We survived, and we will continue to thrive, because we are human, and we never give up." The stars above seemed to shine brighter that night, as if acknowledging humanity's victory, not just in battle, but in spirit.